Well, hello everyone. Welcome aboard a delayed flying with Mike today. Had a mandatory class I had to attend at the airport, so that is the reason for tardiness today. All right, folks. Well, we're back at it. We are working with Guardian Air Alliance today. Uh, just wasn't feeling the trip that I had planned. So I kind of called an audible and we'll fly for these guys today. We're going to leave Duluth, Minnesota, Boondocks Saint territory, and head down to Kansas City. Here we come. We're going to be flying Whisperjet service, as they called it. Although like I've said, I don't see how they called it a Whisperjet. It's an awful doggone loud airplane. Matter of fact, thinking about it, most of your noise abatement requirements, the DC-9, this one, the 737-200, DC-8, all of those, were a big reason why people wanted them quieted down. Although they had some very uh, noticeable and people knew when they were coming. They knew the engines. They had that specific whine to them that told you, boom, that's a 727 coming at you, or DC-9 and so forth. All right, so we are in the gate here at Duluth. Let's get up in the aircraft and get to it, shall we? We got a 2:15, I believe it is, departure out of here. Hang on, I'm 2:25, my bad. So we need to get after it, get this thing powered up and ready to go. The boarding has concluded, taking in, checking in, and all of that. They're just waiting on us to give them the go to send them down the jetway. All right, so as you can tell, we're historic here. We're retro, T-tail day, if you will. Three-man crew here, folks. However, we don't have the other two people, so we get all the limelight. Captain sits over here, first officer over here, and right where well, you're not seeing my cursor. Captain over here, first officer hides over here, and the guy that does all the work, the flight engineer, behind him. He's the one that makes them look good. So, all right, so up into the captain's seat. Let's go fly with Mike. Here's today's route for you all to chew on. I actually had to modify this a little bit from what I got. I really did not like what SimBrief came up with, so we modified it a little. We can work with this one. So plan is take off runway 27. We're going to go right off the Duluth VOR on the Jet 21 down to Minneapolis. That's GEP, Gopher, I believe. Then the J25 to DSM. That is Des Moines. Worked there for about a year or so, driving a truck out of there. And then to Lamoni to start the arrival. All intentions aiming for runway 1 right. So, actually might give us a little shorter taxi, kind of see, but let's bring up Sim Toolkit for the final hurrah, if you will. Sim Toolkit Pro, there you are. All right, and I am going to go ahead and let's bring up our load. It's high above. All right, we're going to put it right in here so we can kind of look at it at the same time. And I do mean, well, we're going to do a slight resize here so we can. Perfect. All right, so I didn't notice that. Well, actually, I had it in a different place. All right, so today, there you can kind of see how we're doing things here. All right, so let's bring up the load sheet. Today's flight, okay, this is actually inaccurate. We're running with, as you can tell, I think it says 87 passengers. 2,500 pounds of cargo, that all of which is not up here. However, we do have the zero fuel weight. We're about 10 pounds under. I'm not going to squibble over 10 pounds, folks. 2,500 pounds of, or 22,500 pounds of cargo. I'm sorry, of payload. All right, we may have to stop restart. We're just having a rough morning here. Correction, afternoon. See? Oh, we'll work through it. And then finally, 24,162 pounds is what's required for the load. If you look there, we're going to be running out of here with 24,510 pounds. Okay, so a little different look here than the load sheet. That's just because Pan Am called for 87. I called for cargo, so we put cargo weight underneath. And that's what we got, folks. And then with the modified route, we got our fuel. That's the closest we can get, and I'm not going to quibble over all of this in here, folks. So they're saying we can hit 35,000. We've got an interesting array coming out of here, as you can see on the route. 32,000 out of Duluth. Once we get over Minneapolis, we go up to 33, and then at MCW, 34. Interesting stair step, I think. And we'll kind of watch it here and see how it works out. But I now, looking at it, can kind of see why we're going to stair step our way to 34. Hey, hopefully the passengers won't realize it. And cruise profile, Mach 0.80 for today. All right, so away with Sim Toolkit, and let's get flying here, shall we? All right, and that's already, I did not mean to click on that. Let's pull that down just a smidge further. We are currently on ground power and the air cart. We have not fired the APU up. So fuel is on board, so we're going to go ahead and tell them, start boarding the plane. And while they're boarding, we're going to take a look at a couple more things here, namely the checklist. All right, so real simple. Logbooks aboard, through landing gear 3 aboard, fire warning check. That will do. Okay, we'll start right here. Good. Let's go up top. We got one there. Perfect. We're also doing overheat, so let's come over here. Overheat check. Okay. I don't know why I can't ever get a good test. Anyone familiar with this plane? You know me, I would sure love to know. Alright, and let's get our squawk back down to something more appropriate. And we'll go on. Alright. Okay, so that's all of the overheats here. We'll get the signs on. The big check for overheats are, actually we don't have any here. Okay, we'll go to the only other one left. Alright, perfect. Okay, so we've done that. Now the infamous light check. We'll go ahead and get rid of this because it takes a few seconds. Alright, so every bulb we check. Folks, with this plane from FlyJSims, You're going to have to get your own pattern down, because there are a lot of light bulbs. They made the light companies very rich. Boeing did. Okay, coming down to the middle. Whole bunch to check here. And you know what? I'm always finding I don't know how to test those. And believe me, there's a bulb that just got replaced. There's how you know. Been waiting for it. I knew it'd be coming up here soon. Okay. Another one replaced. Okay. Last one's way over here. And then, yeah, we actually have a couple below us. Okay. And that takes care of the middle panel. So now you get an idea of what it looks like. Come back up here, and boy, here they come. Okay. As you can see, there's another bulb. Okay. And you can already see, got one there out. I check them all, folks. I don't care if they're lit or not lit. I just realized I missed 6. Phew! And do a quick test while we're there. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Look, folks, we even got more over here. All right. Good tests. All right, folks. That is all the light bulbs. All right, so back to our checklist. And what we'll do, we'll try our best to keep it in front of us, but we may... it's not going to size the way I wanted it. All right, so we've done our light check. Start levers, by the way, are down here. All 3 down. That's your cutoff. Spoilers are down. Flaps are up and indicating 00. Throttles closed. And the takeoff config horn works. All right, next up on the list is our friend, the FMC. Now, I know y'all are going, why don't you get SIVA? I've run into a lot of troubles with it in the past, way back with Microsoft's stuff, and I just don't want to play with it. It got to be very frustrating. All right, so we're just going to get this loaded up here. F-plan, KDLH, and as usual, folks, you get to watch the route go in. Okay, and that route is right there. Okay, so DLH, that's where we're at, Duluth. You know what? PAA tree, there, execute. All right, now we're departing. What runway us now have us 27? Is that correct? Oh, cool, a nice short taxi. I like that. Perfect. Execute F-plan. All right, so we'll put, let's see if we can go next page. We cannot. We have to put something here, so we'll start it off. D, L, and an H. Next page. It is the J21. Close that off at GEP. Next up, J25. I believe that's going to close up at DSM, yes. Okay, and then our final fix is LMN. I'll go with the one 300 miles away. One 6,000, you know, would be fun, but it's just a tad bit too far. All right, so there's all our fixes in. Let's go to VNav, next page. Let's put in whoa. What is our initial cruise? Hang on. Thought it would. Up there it is, 32. All right, there we go. Sorry, folks. And that, folks, is it. We are programmed. We're just going to do a quick look for discontinuity. Now, you could put in the BQS. That is the Braymeyer 7 arrival and our runway, because more than likely it won't change. But for safety, I'm going to try and do this again from up here in the flight. So for now, that takes care of that, our briefings. Okay, our departure plan, we've got the SIVA programmed. Briefings are completed. I'm flying the plane. I'm the communications guy on the plane, and I'm the flight engineer. Oh, briefings complete. Today's departure will be runway 27. We'll get the EPRs here in a moment. And the flaps, we are planning, I believe it's going to be a 2020 departure. We'll get the V speeds and the stab trim once we're fully boarded. Okay, fuel 24,000. I thought we had that up here. That's not nice. All right, it's 24,100 pounds. Actually, we have 24,500 pounds of fuel. And that right now, folks, moves us into checking our fuel pumps real quick. Move this over to here. And I'm just going to kick them all on. Then we're going to fire up the APU. Okay, hang on, we gotta move that back. Like I said, if it starts getting in the way, we're not going to use it. Okay, APU to on, start, 2, 3. It's a 3 count to get it going. At the same time, I am going to go ahead and bring us off air and galley power for now. Okay, it's spooling up. To know that you're spooling up, down here is your exhaust temp. It'll rise. And of course you hear the whine. Now, for those interested, APU itself is not in the tail like most planes. Excuse me. Most aircraft put it in the tail because there's plenty of room. Well, there's 3 engines back there and no room. So it was actually put in the right gear well, just, I believe, just behind where the gear comes in. And you can see the exhaust when it's fired up. Okay, we are raring and ready to go to generators. All right, now to bring this online. Now it's already online, folks. We just need to put the selectors on APU. So, and then we can start easing the air in. Actually, air card off. Now we'll put air on and we'll get that one running. And we're going to come off the battery card. All right. And the air should come down here in a minute. It's starting to. We'll go ahead and turn the second one on and the Gaisper valve. And we're ready to continue. To this point in the checklist now, folks. I'll make it a little bigger for you. All right, so that is basically going to be our overhead panel checks. Again, we're coming down. Everything's good. Stall warning check. Flight recorder check. Good. Compass slaved. Good. Vertical gyros are good. We're in RTO already. The emergency lights are armed. No smoking, and fastened seatbelts are set. Test of the recorder. And everything else is looking good. Okay, window heat on. And we'll finish up over here with leaving everything else off. Navigation lights, whoops, on, and the logo light on. Okay, back to the main panel over here. Hydraulic pumps. A is off. That's this system. It is in the off. B is on. Oil cooler. Normal. We're going to leave the switch in ground until we get out to the runway. That won't take long. And now we need to set our flight instruments. We checked our takeoff warning and get our nav comms set up. We'll do that in the middle here. Actually, I lied. All right, nav comms. Comms 22.8. I kind of like that channel. It's nice and quiet. And flip those around so we're monitoring Unicom. All right, there we go. And Duluth 12.6. Okay, we're going to be tracking Duluth to GEP, which is Gopher 117.3. Okay. And that'll get our radios pretty much set. Again, I know a lot of you are, set your ways. The transponder's not down here, folks. It is right there. Okay, so just letting you know. Okay, altitude for takeoff, we'll just go straight for 32. All right, so our departure out of here will be 202. Okay, 202. Runway heading is 273. Do the best you can here, folks. There you go. Now, there is a trick if you want to do it. You could take your course, put it to 273, and then put your heading bug over it. That'll put you right on it. Little trick, I mean, you know, for what it's worth. Okay, so I believe we have everything set minus. Set this for 400. And I think we've got all our instrumentation set. Hang on, let's look over here real quick. Yeah, here, we'll do it here. I'll show you. Of course, it's going to be in the way a little bit. There we go. All right, so 273. All right, here's your heading bug. Same thing. So now if you're over here, oh, we just lost the APU. Oh, I hate when that happens. All right. Well, back onto the ground cart, back up top here. And they're going to have to fix that. We're going to get so the passengers don't get miffed. Which of course means we gotta, okay, and let's turn these off for the moment. Get back on the ground power and the ground cart. I don't usually kill those, folks. I thought we would be okay today. That's what I get for thinking. All right, we'll be ready to roll here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have a minor maintenance issue underway with the APU. Once we have the generator swapped out on it, we'll have it back up and running, and we'll be able to get out of here. Should take us about another 5-10 minutes, and we should be ready to roll. Again, thanks for flying Pan American. All right, so parking brake set, aileron trim, rudder set. Perfect. And we're ready for the before starts once we get the APU back up and running. Okay, we should have air. There we go. All right, so let's get the mechanics aboard. See, APU AC generator failed. Now it's repaired. Oh, I wish I knew what was causing that. I mean, I get that just about every other flight. All right, so while they wrap that up, I am going to get it back under power, see if we can't use it. Okay. Welcome to first generation aircraft, folks. All right, while we're waiting on it to power up, okay, and $34, so 35. Okay, so we got our pressures set. We're ready here. 7,000 for the cabin, 35, and 1020 for the landing. All right, we're we're on the generator again. And I am going to go ahead and pull us off the air cart. Alright, we are just about ready to go, folks. Alright, so 0 fuel weight, so here we go. Let's figure this all up. Okay, we're going to do a flaps 20 departure, 119, 119, 131. Here's our flap schedule and trim and EPR up here. Looking for 97.4 on departure. Alright, so we're to the before taxi. Bear with us 1 second. We'll get the map up here. No, we're not. Alright, so we're not. Okay, batteries on. Get over here. EPU's on, ground power's on, lights are armed, signals on, window heat's on, radar set off, parking brake, and let's start them up. DB Cooper switch engaged. And let's start firing some engines. Okay, as you can see from the abbreviated checklist here, we're basically going to first packs off. We need to be at least above 30. 30 is right where it crossed. We're going to be close to 40. I'm also going to turn the galley power off. All right. The order we'll start will be the middle engine, number 2. Make sure we got all our fuel pumps on. We do. All right. Okay, we're on guard. Engine spooling. 20 is right there where my needle is, or my mouse. Once we pass that, we can put the fuel on. There we go. We're just waiting for the middle light here to go out, telling us the oil pressure's good and the engine should be stable, and we're good to start up the other 2. Okay. I'm just waiting for everything to get green banded and settled down. All right, let's get number 3 rolling. Let's do number 1 first. Fuel on, and they're dialing up. Since we had that power outage, hang on a second, everything's good. Okay, we're dialing into the green, and EGT is coming down. Final engine, number 3. You guessed it, we're waiting on it. Past 20, which it just did. Fuel on. And everything Waiting for N1 here to start dialing up. There it goes. Slowly, but it is. There it goes. Alright folks, we are powered up. Now, I am going to do most of my checks except for the flaps. We'll get those set when we're ready to actually physically taxi. You're right, folks. If you haven't guessed it already, we are powering back. Set bugs, okay. All right, let's head over here, get the... All right, we're on the internal generators now of the engines. We'll move up to Gen 2 we'll use this time. Galley power back on. One pack at a time. Come down here. A system on. Okay, everything looks good. And over here, APU off. All right, so the basics are set for us to push back. It's, there we go. Where you can see, we're going to just take off that way. All right, back to the checklist. All right, so electrical generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice. We're going to go ahead and run. Okay. Flight controls. Now, unless you all out there know, I don't like one of the gauges in here because it doesn't tell me what my aileron is doing. However, it will tell me what my elevator is doing, which is right here. So this is your elevator, this is your rudder. I'm going to show you something here in a minute. Up. Okay. Now, there's actually two needles here, folks. So if only one moves, check your hydraulics. Okay, we're good. We'll hold on the flaps and we'll hold right there. We'll get the rest here momentarily. We will go ahead with the transponder all the way over. And we're going to power back. And let's stay here for just a second. Let's go into reverse. Okay, engines are in reverse. You got your lights on. Parking brake released. All right, we are on the board, ready to go. Good deal. All right, folks, here we go. We're going to go out of the plane, kind of zoom in. Again, we're going to push facing east, and then we're going to just go that way, right to the runway. Boy, big taxi. And we're out of the gate 2 minutes early, folks. All right, we'll finish up our checks now. All right, so weather flaps 20. Radar on. EPR bugs are set. Trim, not set yet. All you got to do is click in the green bar, T-A-R-A, T-A-R-A, set. All right, and we'll go ahead and run through a lot of these because we're right there. Departure plan. Real quick, folks, here comes charts. Again, we're going to take Alpha to Alpha 5 and take off. Attendant notification complete. Okay, oil cooler. Remember that over here? That's on the... Okay, come on. There it goes. That's right here. We take it down to ground off. Fuel heat stays off. Auto pack, that's on the top here. Go to normal. Start switches. Guarded. Anti-ice, we're set. Packs, oh, we don't have those back. Oh, we do. We'll turn those off for takeoff. Bleeds, APU is off. Flaps set. Starters at idle or in the idle position. We're ready to go, folks. Taxi lights on. All right, we're going to head on up to the runway and prepare for departure. Duluth traffic, Clipper 3 on Alpha, taking runway 27 for departure. Now, when we switch into GPS, once we're airborne, en route, and all that good stuff, it will control this side, not this side. Okay, strobes on. And we'll line up, and basically we'll line up and wait. We'll double check everything and prepare for departure. Okay, we're lined up. Bear with me 1 second. 27. All right, so we're going to take off. We're going to go maybe a couple of miles out, make our turn, and intercept the 202 off of Duluth. Okay, here come the lights. Our RTO. Lights are all on. Let's go ahead and turn the wing on too while we're at it. Laps 2020. Okay. I am pretty sure this airplane does not have the EECs that the modern jets do today. So you got to kind of ease into the throttle here, folks. Hey, EPR set and no auto throttle. Okay, set heading.
80 knots.
80 knots, good. 119.
E1. Rotate.
Gear up. Quick flyby. Okay, let's get back on track. Oh, I did not turn my packs off. Dang it. Okay, first notch of flaps coming up. Next. Okay, and we're about to go into what we would call IAS clank. Now again, we're not on an auto throttle, it's a pitch to maintain our speed under 250. Okay, and now we're watching our needles. Come across. And at the same time, I am gonna get our flaps completely up, power back to about 92%. There we go, folks. And I'm going to run this after takeoff. Seatbelts, anti-ice gears up, flaps up, auto pack. How we doing? Okay, I can get up here and get that. Packs are on. Hydraulic pressure, switch to flight. We're good. And then again, 92. So almost on it. Make sure I'm on the right frequency. I am. Okay, here it comes. Okay, I'm going to lock in on that. There you go, folks. We are airborne through 10,000. So, move the needle back. Let's come down with the nose so we can accelerate. Make sure we're going to come up to 280 now. Same thing. Once we reach about 280, as you see here at 10,000, we'll set in for cruise climb. Takes a little bit. I mean, I could have taken it down to 500 feet a minute on the climb, folks, to get it up here quicker, but okay, coming up on 280 right now, going into climb again. All right, we are on our way, folks. All checks complete. Hydraulic pressures are good. Fuel's looking good. Flight. Okay, let's go ahead and dial that one in. 95 miles ahead of us. What I'm going to do is go ahead and just put us on okay, and then simply, whoops, go to GPS and INS down here. Now the heading bug will still work. Go over here. Oh, that's right, I forgot to reset. Okay, so there we go, folks. We're on our way. As you can tell up on the map here, and you can tell, well, actually, I am going to go ahead and move this out a little. And we're going to be coming up on 18,000 here real quick. So that means here, head set 200 for now. We'll get that a little bit later. Yeah, there we go. We actually do still have a little bit of work to do. We got to start closing up our valves here so we don't freeze them. Okay, everything's looking good as we continue our climb up again. Next will be the ballpark figure of 29,000 when we'll switch to, instead of indicated speed, we'll then be on Mach. But folks, we're on our way. Feel free to set predictions for the landing. We'd love to see who gets the closest. It's a very simple process. Exclamation mark the word predict, then a negative number. So we are climbing out at a pretty good pace. Alright folks, there we are, Pan American, on our way to Kansas City. Yeah, okay. Get a little music in the background going, folks, as we, well, begin to work our way towards the holiday weekend here in the U.S., Memorial Day. Alright, we're going to switch into the Mach airspeed hold now. So basically it'll climb away, wrong way, that way, at 0.78 all the way up into 32,000 we're set. Pressurization is set for 35 because once we press, is it GEP? Hang on a second. We're supposed to go to 33 and then 34,000 after MCW. What's that? Oh, Mason City. Okay, so then okay. Hey, GEP is coming up 34 miles out. Go ahead and dial in Mason City. They are 14.9er.
Something special about the way I
Okay, we're 149 miles. Is that right? Yeah, pretty close. Always like to double check. That seemed a long way than what it looked like on my map. So, but folks, welcome in. If you're liking what you're seeing, we would sure love for you to follow us. I am just getting ready to adjust our power to maintain 0.80 Mach. I think that'll do it right about there. All right, well, we really want to thank you for coming in. If you do like what you see, hit that follow button, folks. That's the easiest and cheapest way to support a channel out here in Twitch is hit follow. It costs you nothing but an email. That's it, period. And that email just lets you know when we're going live. So clicking follow will give you that. Now, if you want to watch ad-free, then you're going to have to subscribe and then we get into money. But that's not required. Actually, following, I don't require. I highly encourage. Subscribing, that's your call, folks. That means money out of your pocket, or you can use your Prime subscription to allow you to come on here. But again, I leave that's between, that's up to you. So, okay, I'm just fine-tuning the power setting here. Get us back down to 0.80. And then I'm going to head on to Mason City. In fact, let's make it a little easier. Folks, this bug means nothing. All it is just an eyeball thing for you to know where it's at. There is no auto throttle. So, just so you know, it's not like the Fila 747 that does have it. So, but anyway, we are now in cruise and on our way, folks. And if you will indulge me here a second, folks, came across this actually yesterday, verse of the day, and I haven't changed it because, well, I think a lot of people really kind of need to read this. And I did something that I learned in a discipleship class that I took when I was at a different church here in the area I live, where I went a few verses back in the book, in this case James chapter 1, to get the context of where they were at in this, and then a couple after to really get the whole dynamic here that James is trying to draw upon. So, as you can see in the chat room, it's know this, my beloved brothers and sisters, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Therefore, put away all filthiness and rampant wickedness, and receive the meekness, the implanted word, which is able to save your soul. That's a lot right there, folks, to chew on. So many of us, we're disappointed, dissatisfied with our lives, and it's a myriad of things, folks, be it from the job, be it from marriages that are falling apart, but for many, these are symptoms. We have focused too much on ourselves and are angry with life. So we have forgotten to count those blessings that God has given us. We have forgotten to step back and give thanks to God for all that He has done for us. And sadly, and this one's, I've fallen victim to everything I've just said here, folks. And sadly, we have become silent in praising our God, our Father. And to add insult to injury, we stop helping those around us. Thinking of others, that's what Christ lived and died for. He thought of us when He was hanging on that cross, folks. He thought of you and I 2,000 years ago, folks, when He died for us. So we need to step back and separate ourselves from the negative and toxicity that we find throughout our day and follow Christ's example. Our actions can make a difference in the lives of those we bless. We also find ourselves then immensely blessed as well. That's that little thing people don't really understand. I get it, but helping others really ends up helping you as well. So pull our focus off ourselves and turn to your neighbors. Remember, that was the first commandment Jesus said to the Pharisees when they were trying to test Him and trip Him up. The book of Matthew tells us in chapter 22, starting in verse 34 through the 40th verse, you shall love your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind. This is the first great commandment. The second, shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments depend all the law and the prophets. Folks, that right there, these verses from James, those verses from Jesus that Matthew tells us about, folks, that's what we got to do. And when we realize we can't do it, we leave it with Jesus, with God, folks. You will be shocked sometimes at the blessings we find ourselves in. So I appreciate the moment. I hope and pray that those words find their way into the hearts, especially of those who may need this message so badly. I am not a preacher, folks. I just take the opportunity when I'm online to minister to those who listen to the channel. And I hope to be able to do this more often. I'll be honest, it scares me sometimes that I'm going to lose followers. You know what? If that happens, so be it. My first and foremost command is to love my God with all my heart, with all my soul, all my mind, and all my strength. And I plan to do that, folks. God bless you all. I hope you all have a blessed Memorial Day weekend for those of you here in the States. And if there's any countries I don't know of, but there could be, folks, countries that celebrate it. So thank you for supporting the channel and following and being a part of Flying with Mike. Alright, getting back into the plane here, folks. I just happened to notice our speed fell off a little. We're pumping it back up a little. Let's do a quick cursory check of the engineer's panel. The engines look good, oil quantities and all look good. Let's bump it up a little more. Okay, we'll go up top here. We'll close these valves off a little more. Okay, we're level. Alright, so we're 55 miles from Mason City. That's where we're supposed to be, if I'm reading my flight plan right, 34,000. Okay, we're just about back up to 0.8, so a little out of it, and that hopefully will cruise us right in. Okay. Here. Alright, so we're 59 miles out. Get my heading bug squared away in case we take over. Oh, we're supposed to be at 33 right now. Okay. Well, down here. Nice and easy on the climb here. We might just push to 34 coming off Mason City. Nice en route climb. What I'm going to do is look at our cruise here. Set that up there. We're 162 miles now, folks, from our top of descent. Let's get let's go ahead and walk ourselves through this, because we really ran into some troubles yesterday with this. So coming in from Lamoni on the Bremer 7 arrival. We're planning one left, one right, so we'll come over the BQS and to Ijik. Then we're going to come off 190 and prepare for vectors for coming in on runway 1 right. Okay, let's take a look at that weather real quick. VATSIM KMCI. Alright, so 310 northerly, that's perfect. 13 gusts to 19, and Weather-wise looks good. 1,500 foot overcast, so that could prove interesting to get in there. But visibility is 10 miles, 2980. Alright, so pretty good day going in there. 34 miles, so we'll kind of let her accelerate with a little extra boost we gave it to get up to where we're at. Okay, so let's plug it in. Alright, so Kramer, EQS7. One right. Lamoni. Transition. Okay. Now, here's where it got me last time. I did not verify. We're going to verify. So Lamoni to BQS to Duluth. Okay. That's landing north 12,000. Okay, IJIC 210. There it is, vectors 190. That to there. Okay, so smoke is 7.8. Let's come out to spicy. Reason being, I know I had troubles with this one other time. Execute. And spicy is 6,000. Go with that. Still 164. And we're coming up on, I'm trying to make sure I keep myself abreast that we're close to Mason City. Alright, so we'll come into spicy. First off, it'll be 110.75. Let's make sure here. My bad. So everything looks good into spicy. And smoke, hot to spicy smoke ribs. Where's ribs? Oh, there it is. And then, okay, so we're good. All right. FMC is ready. Okay, so we're 110.75, 11 degrees for our course. Ribs, and 12.17 is our decision altitude, which is 200 AGL. Okay, so we'll read 12.17. This should read 200. Okay, we'll come in at 6,000 and work our way down. Hopefully everything will be right this time. And we'll see the runway and poof, we'll be able to land. How about that, folks? Time to go up one more 1,000 feet. Nice and gentle. Use it to help slow down too. Okay, and then our minimums again 200 RVR 8, which is half mile, and looks good. Okay. All right, so now we're tracking towards Des Moines. Is 17.5. 16.7. Okay. That's about right, 90 miles. 137, so just before Limoni, we'll be into our descent. Now, a little bit of power. We're leveled off at 34. Perfect. All right, folks, we're at our top climb. And heading for Des Moines. Of course, we won't be able to see it below us. Okay, everything looking good here. All right, folks. Oh, get a little slow again. A little bit more power. And before we know it, we'll be into the descent. All right, let's see who's all up. Nope, not for us. All right. Again, folks, thanks for flying with Mike. I really hope y'all have a great weekend coming up. I know for some it's a bittersweet weekend being Memorial, but I pray you have a really good 3-day break for many. Not for me. Work tomorrow and Monday, but you know that's just how it crumbles. So. And it falls, so no problems. We'll be there both days. You know what, let me throw this out there, folks. If you'd like to come on board and talk with me over Discord, there's the invite. I'd love to chat with you, either by chat here, text, or if you want to go voice, we can bring you on board. So, right now, we're looking good. No ATC in the way, so Des Moines is 55 miles out, and we keep accelerating. So bear with me as I try to rein this beast in. Still accelerating a little bit. Let's pull it back a little bit. There we go. Alright. We're going to be coming down here shortly anyway. We're 100 miles out. Moni, right before Lamoni. We're right after starting our descent. So, well, right before, so. Alright, there you go, folks. There's a quick synopsis of what's going on. At 11. Right. A nice little breeze off to the left coming on us when we get lined up. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again, folks. Sorry for that. All right, folks. Tonight, I believe, is the night Top Gun Maverick comes out. How many plan to see it? And how many times? I joke about that, folks, because when the original Top Gun came out, I believe it was 86 when it came out, I probably saw it 20, 25 times. Granted, there wasn't a lot to do back then. The local theater was a good place to go, and it was only $4 then. Not the arm, leg, head, feet, toes, everything, you know, to pay for a ticket today. So, just curious out there, how many plan to see the movie that we've been waiting 2 years to get to us? Because, well, and you know what? It's amazing because there's yet another Mission Impossible coming up. There have been 3 Mission Impossibles that held Maverick up. And yet a 4th one on the horizon. Give me a break. So yeah, I think we're up to Mission Impossible 10 million, somewhere in that ballpark. I lost count, folks. It's one of those little pet peeves of mine that we'll keep. We don't need to air dirty laundry here, but yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine with what Hollywood's been doing of late. So, but yeah, we finally got our speed. Changing the subject. Rained back down. Which means we need a little bit more power out of those engines in the back. And press on. Let's make sure our fuel looks good. Okay, looking good. I guess the fuel is, it's so hard to tell if the fuel is coming down or not equally, because there's, you know, so much more that goes into the center tanks than the wing tanks. So it takes me a little bit to make sure here. Okay, we're about to cross over Des Moines. So one last look here, folks. We're going to begin to see the arrival here. It's right down here. And there's Lamoni. Now granted, it's not matching up. Well, actually, yes it is. My works out. Yeah, we'll see how that's going to probably be a little more than, but we'll see, actually. I think somebody's at the house, but I'm not sure who. Dogs up in the background, so that usually tells me, oh, yep, somebody's here. All right. Well, folks, we are about to start our descent here off Des Moines. I will be right back for the descent. Alright, sorry about that, folks. We're back. The wife, the missus, has returned. Ah, yummy. Nice diet soda. Alright, so we're 20 miles now off. And 1670. Set. Let's see how we are on the descent. 17 out. So what I'm going to do is we need to come down to 12,000. Altitude select, it says. Wait, we gotta go down. Nice 2,000 foot a minute descent. Okay, we are starting down, folks. into Kansas City. Here we go. Sorry. Let's head over to this one. See how we're doing. I had a feeling I was not even close. Okay. Only in 11 miles. See how that does. And the goal is 12,000 by 8s. And then we'll descend on down to 6,000 after it, and then we'll, like I said, come in at the spicy fix, and then bring it on in. But I hope y'all are enjoying the ride, and we should be we should be coming in here shortly. Okay, there's 0.8, so I'll give it just a little. I'm gonna work my radar here. There's the turn at Lamoni. Still got the same guys of Memphis, CEG, I believe. Let me take a look here. Oh, that's most of Canada. CEG, I think, is this guy. Yeah. Winnipeg, all of that is up, folks. Dropping down to Kansas City. Here's one of those things I'm not a big fan of. The speed bug that does a good job on the way up does not do a great job on the way down of staying where we want it at. And of course, I'm probably doing something. Here, and I'm going to go ahead and start opening it about halfway. Okay. Just keep coming down here at about 2,000 feet a minute. Just trying to keep it real there so we get an idea. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my ILS again. It's 110.75. Okay. Fortunately, I cannot set the heading yet. Once we get on our vectored course, we'll be able to. Alright, so we're 30 miles from Rammer. And then Mott's is where we're going to want. Is that correct? No, it's not. It's off Rammer. Okay, so okay, so we're going to come over Kramer, go over Don's, Matt's, 12,000, Magic at 210, and then we'll set up for our run. Okay, pretty simple, hopefully straightforward, we'll see. As many streamers out there I've learned now say, what could go wrong? Fly with Mike? Oh. Alright, so we've slowed up a little too much here. Alright, so let's get back into here. Go ahead and use plug-in. Okay, climb, descent. Alright, so push this over here. Minimums. We're set. Altimeter, we're setting right now. Marginal there. 2980. Okay. All right. Go to landing. So now we're going for our target and VREF. All right, our VREF is 125. So we're gonna shoot our approach at 135 to 140. Auto brakes. Let's go medium. And that's one thing I wish we'd have gotten here. A better idea of which one to select. It. We're going to get the cooling doors opened. Okay, now we have altimeters, packs. We just did that. Packs should be on. They are. A little bit more is what descending. Okay, everything looks good. And then start switches. I'm going to go ahead. Leave them as is. That's a good view there. Even though we can't see it. All right. Speeds. We're slow to 250. We're coming off Bramer. release the speed brake a little bit here. Okay, get it all the way in. Okay, lights on. Alright folks, here we go. We're starting on the approach. We're now right there. Let's go over to here where we can bring her down here. Let's two, three, four. That is 20 miles. Okay, so we got about 10 to go. Okay, we're 30 miles out of the airport. Coming up on. So confusing how this panel is set up, folks. It really is. Stop the red line. Okay, now we're going to set 12,000. Set 6,000. Okay, we got to get the VATSIM at 210. All right, that's as far as I can take it down, folks. Okay, I'm set for the turn. Get down on the speed. Let's go ahead and release that brake. Landing lights on. And oh, okay, I was gonna say, wait a minute here. We just turned the music off. Why does it sound like it's still going? Keep the speed brakes on a little bit till we get down to 210. All right, we are in the pattern. A lot of rain around us. So. Okay, we are now at iChick, pretty close to our 210 mark, and we're going to be level at 6,000 here in a few seconds. So I'm going to go ahead. Knock off the brake. I see a problem, so let's address. Let's get over 180, get back on course here. Let's get the ILS up here. We're still descending, dang it. Okay, 20 miles I will. First thing I need to do is get on the so there we go. Okay. See, 10, 7, 5, okay. distance 19. Okay, here's where we got screwed up last time. This is an ILS, yes, okay. That was okay. Okay, here we go, folks. We're descending to 5,000 because that's what barbecue is. Last time we shot this approach, it felt like we were in the middle. Oh, wait, coming on, maybe, maybe. Okay, here we go. Coming up on the glide slope. Barbecue, 5,000. We are coming down, folks. All right, we are on the glide slope. All right, folks, welcome aboard. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and go into flaps 5, trying to get this thing to slow. Okay, it's not 1-2, so we're going to go ahead 10 miles out, throw the gear down. Like I said, our V approach is going to be between 150 and 140. Actually, did I say that wrong? I think I said 135. Yeah, 135 and 140. Flaps 30, right? Okay, flaps 25. Let's check if everything good. Just use this one landing. Spoilers armed, all the brakes, gear down, 3 green, flaps set, cleared to land. Kansas City traffic, hang on a second. Kansas City traffic, Clipper 3 on the ILS 4, runway 1 right, gear down. And Kansas City traffic, PIREP from Clipper 3 broke out of the clouds 2,500 feet. To me now. I hate when it does this.
Flight slow. Sync rate. Sync rate. Flight slow. 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 Flight slow.
Okay, get back on track.
Flight slow. 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 Flight slow.
Okay, we're in reverse. Hate when I stop on the runway like that because they won't disengage. Alright folks, welcome to Kansas City. From a near stall. We're off at Echo 4, okay. End of stand 57. Alright folks, we're just going through some of the basics that I know we need to do before we actually get to the after landing checklist window heat. I was hesitant with the weather. We're going to keep that on. Pitot heat's off, flaps are up. Transponder will go to on alt. Radar, put her at 0 and off because we don't really need it on the ground. We're going to come down here to Delta and then come up into there. Speed brakes are down, galley power's off, and last but not least, we get that flight switch back to ground. Alright, and they tell me to put it on the bus, so we'll go back there and put the APU on the bus. Alright, so we're going to the B semicircle. And then taking it from there, let's see. Well, at least I will say this time. Everything lined up. Last flight into here. My apologies for coughing there, folks. Sorry. We were in between runways, and I think I had the wrong frequency, is what I determined. But yeah, it was hairy, scary, that one too. This one we almost stalled before I caught it, trying to make sure we were lining up and all. Yeah, Kansas City really does not like me much. Alright, so let's... Okay, we're going to have a taxiway coming up here in a moment. Got somebody on the approach. Alright, and 57... that one right there. Well, we're hoping at least. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn taxi lights off. And the wing lights, so we don't blind them coming in. Folks, by the way, if you didn't know, this was a major maintenance hub for Trans World Airlines back in the day, before American bought out the bankrupt airline. And I don't think Pan Am ever came in here. They might have, I don't know, not 100% sure. Wow, it said I could stop right here, folks. I'm going to get up a little closer to the gate if the gauge doesn't mind. Brakes set. Right, brakes are set. Alright, and... okay. Packs off. Alright, and APU appears seems to be still functional. Let's go ahead and kill the engines. Volanta had us at 170. I know I saw butter on the screen. So we'll go back, look at it. We're going to look at the good and the ugly and all of that good stuff. Let's get the air stair down in the back. Okay. All right, folks, we are in the gate. Welcome to Kansas City. Pretty decent run. Let's go ahead and get rid of charts. And let's begin to well, file this. Always an error. Right. Refresh. Nice. Okay, we can close out. It accepted. Volanta's good. All right, oh wow, looking at Sim Toolkit, I just happened to pull it up here on my end. 106 feet a minute. I know you all probably saw it in the chat. So there you go, folks, 106 feet a minute. Now, one great tool in the Sim Toolkit is this one, the landing group. Find your flight, there it is. And we learned quite a bit on it. So long as the runways and all match. If not, then things are all screwy. Okay, and that does happen from time to time, folks. All right, so looking at this. Welcome in, Boondog Saints. Hope you're having a great time, and I hope the move went well yesterday. So here's where the end of the runway is, folks. And as you can tell, we did land long, which I'm okay with. About 2,300 feet down the runway. We're still in the landing zone, just not near the aiming bars. 5 feet to the left. But overall, 106 feet a minute on the vertical speed, 1.2 on the G's. So it was a pretty good, nice, easy touchdown. And at 113 knots. Now, that's about 10 knots too slow. So, lices? Ah, nice. All right. But, folks, let's take a look at this from another vantage point, shall we? And that is from the cockpit. All right, so let me make sure everything that tracks flights is turned off. Oh, the big one is not yet. Let me just make a check here. Okay, nobody else coming in. All right. All right, so we'll come off VATSIM. And I'm going to go ahead and push the jetway away. Maybe. I if I would quit that. There we go. And I'm also gonna, I think I could do it. There we go. Alright, so let's go back in time and let's watch the approach from near disaster to a pretty decent landing. Alright, and of course we need some decent music to go with this. See how well we came close to stall. Well, we did stall, folks, but thankfully I got the power on quick enough to prevent it. Watch the airspeed here. See, stall, came back up. So yeah, we got lucky on that one, folks. All right, there's the runway. Gears down. We'll go here. Back outside. Laps are full, or almost full. Yeah, a little bit. And that's where the screen kind of got screwy with me and made me get low. Could not come up from down, looking down at the radar radios. And yes, we did float, folks. Float, 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 float. That, wow, was a soft landing. As it aptly said, butter, 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 butter. That's the crab for the wins. That's really, all in all, not a bad approach. Let's take it out a little further. Look at that, folks. At least we're stable. I mean, I have to give it that. That was a pretty good landing. It's a shame I can't look at it from window seats. But, well, folks, that was a fun flight. A nice 2.5 hour run down from Duluth, Minnesota to good old KCM or KCMI, Kansas City. Yeah, pretty good tower view. Flared just a bit too much. That's why we floated. Oh, that's okay. We got on the ground in the landing area. That's fine. And yeah, didn't come out of the crosswind that well. But you know what, folks? That was a good landing. I'm looking out there to see if there's anyone we want to hand this to. You know what? I think I am going to hand this over to Higher Condor Simulations. Folks, he's out probably on POSCON. So it's a different air traffic control network. Just kind of waiting. He is using MS 2020 and probably the Airbus, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's take it over to him. And you all have a grand Memorial Day. I got to work tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday are booked, so I won't be flying much, if at all. But we'll see you all come Tuesday. God bless you all. Be kind, be safe, enjoy. Think about the reason for Memorial Day. We, our lost loved ones and all. And see you again on Tuesday. God bless you all.